back to Beyond the Cowl, and today it is our number 5 triangle. Can you believe we've done 4 already? Unbelievable how time flies. So we are doing the Captured Blossom triangle today, and it is a beauty. This is one I made earlier. I haven't sewn my ends in yet. It is a beauty, and it's fairly simple to make up, fairly quick. The only thing is there may be a new stitch to some of you. This tall stitch in the middle here is a 3 double treble cluster. Now that's a bit of a mouthful to say, but it's less of a mouthful to make. It is really simple to do. So I will talk you through and show you exactly how to do that stitch step by step, and there we go. So let's grab some yarn and a hook and let's get started. Oh, and just to say, in case this is the first video you've seen of our triangles, if you use DK or number 4 yarn and a 4.5mm hook, then your triangles should all come out at around 6 inches per side. But we have found amongst our testers in our team that tension varies so much between person to person, and also even though you might have technically the same weight of yarn, that can vary as well. Some yarns are thinner, some are a bit thicker, even though technically they are supposed to be the same. So I will leave that up to you to decide how many rounds you need to do. I will mention that at the end of what you need to do to make it bigger or keep it smaller. So let's, as I said, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to do my colours in reverse. These 2 colours in reverse, as I have done on previous triangles. I will talk you through where you can make colour changes if you want to make colour changes. Okay, so we're going to start with just this small inner kind of wheel, if you like. So we're just going to start with this centrepiece first. So I have my peach yarn, and what we're going to do is start with either camera's wobbling, hold on. Okay, I think I sorted out that wobble there. I think I was pulling a bit on the charger lead of the phone. Okay, so you can start this with a magic circle or a slip stitch. A magic circle, or you can chain 4 and slip stitch into the first chain to make a ring. So I'm going to do it that way. Entirely up to you, whichever method you prefer. Okay, and then we are going to chain 5, and that counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. Chain 5. Okay, zoom out slightly. Okay, hopefully we're fixed now with the camera. Okay, so we've done a chain 5 as a double crochet in chain 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the ring and a chain 2, and again double crochet, chain 2, oops, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, and we're looking for having 6 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 more double crochet and chain 2. So now we should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. There we go. So do your chain 2, and then whether you're using the chain 4 and slip stitch or the magic ring, just hold on to your work and then just pull the tail in a bit just to cinch that middle in and bring these stitches a bit closer. And then you want to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of your starting chain 5. So that will be 3 chains, whether you count from this way or whether you count from this way. So 1, 2, I think I've got a small chain somewhere there. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So 6 double crochets separated with chain 2s. So I am going to fasten off my yarn, ready to join my next colour. If you are continuing with the same colour, then just hold on one moment and I will be back. Okay, we are going to start on the petals now. So you can either continue with the same colour as previously, or you can join in a new colour, and you can either join it into the place that you slip stitch, which is that chain, or you can join into any of the double crochets. So I'm just going to join into a double crochet around the other side. Okay, and then you're going to do a chain 5. And this chain 5 doesn't count as a double crochet and chains or anything like that. It literally counts as a chain 5 because each of these petals has a chain 5 and then a cluster stitch and then a chain 5. So they have a chain 5 either side. So we're not replacing any stitches at all. Okay, in the same stitch, sorry, not into the same stitch, into the chain 2 space, we are going to do the 3 double treble cluster. So let me talk you through that. Okay, so what we're going to do for a double treble, we are going to yarn over 3 times. So you want 4 loops on your hook to start with, okay? And then go into the chain 2 space, and we're going to do the double treble all apart from the last 2 loops. Okay, we're going to leave those last 2 loops on there. If you've ever done a double crochet 2 together or a double crochet cluster, you will know how to do that. You always leave the last 2 loops on the hook. So that's what we're doing for this stitch. Okay, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and leave the last 2 loops on the hook. Okay, so that's our first double treble. Yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and leave that last loop on the hook. So you've now got 3 loops on the hook, and now we've got our third double treble to make. So yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and leave that last loop on the hook. And now you have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and that is your 3 double treble cluster, a nice tall stitch making that petal. And then chain 5, and in the next double crochet make a slip stitch, and that completes that first petal. There we go. Okay, so I'll show you that again. So chain 5, and then into the next chain 2 space we're going to make a 3 double treble cluster. So that's 3 partial double treble crochets. So yarn over 3 times, 4 loops on the hook, hook into the chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, leaving that last loop and the other loop on the hook, 2 loops. Okay, yarn over 3 times, insert into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, leave the last loop on the hook. You've now got 3 loops, yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've now got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, and that is your double treble crochet. This in the middle, and chain 5, slip stitch into the next double crochet, and then you're going to start that all over again, and you're going to make 6 petals all together. So we've made the first 2 petals here. You're now going to chain 5 and start the next petal, and then you're going to make that cluster stitch in the next chain 2 space, and then you will chain 5 to finish with a slip stitch in the next double crochet. Okay, so each of these chain 2 spaces will have a cluster, and either side you'll have the chain 5s. Okay, and when you get back to the beginning, you are going to slip stitch into the same stitch that you started in. Okay, slip stitch next to that previous slip stitch. So I will see you in a moment when I've done that. And there we go, there's my flower part completed. So this is actually quite useful for if you ever wanted to just make a flower for something. There you go, you have a nice flower. Okay, but to continue on to making it into our triangle for our captured blossom, we're going to make these branches or bars that kind of capture that blossom in the center there. So I have fastened off my yarn ready to do my outside colour, but if you want to keep the same colour, let me just check on the pattern, you need to ideally fasten off and rejoin even if you're using the same colour, because we've finished here in this double crochet with our slip stitch, but we need to start up in the top of one of our clusters. So even if you're wanting to do this all one colour, then I would suggest fastening off and then rejoining. Okay, so let me show you where we're going to join. We're going to join into the top of one of your clusters. Okay, so that's this 3 double treble cluster in the center of every petal. Now, if you're not familiar with making cluster stitches, you might not know where to put your hook. So let me try and show you. Let me grab another hook to point with. Here we go. Okay, so if you look at, let me find one that hasn't gone a bit funny. So if you look at your cluster stitch, okay, you have your chain 5 here going up the side, and if you turn it, because we have a chain 5 going down, I can keep it from going blurry. Okay, because we have a chain 5 coming up this side and then going down this side, if you look from the top, it looks almost like it's all one chain just continuing around, but it's not. If you look, your chain finishes here, because that's, you can see there's a part of the stitch there. So this next part here is actually your cluster. Okay, that part there. So I think this one might be a little clearer. So we have your chain going up here, and then if you're not quite sure, it will be that what looks like a chain right at the top, but if you're not sure, pop your hook into this chain here, into this chain space, see where that little piece of yarn is for where the stitch starts, and then go to the next part that looks like a chain, and that is the top of your cluster stitch. Okay, so you want to join your yarn into the top of one of your cluster stitches. Okay, and you can join your yarn in whichever way you prefer. Okay, we are going to make a chain of 6. No, a chain of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain of 7. So we're going to start with a chain of 7, which counts as a treble and a chain 3 space. Okay, so if you want to do the standing or chainless treble crochet and then a chain 3, by all means go ahead and do that. But I'm going to chain 7. Okay, so 4 of those are for our treble crochet and 3 for the chain 3 space. And then we're going to make a treble crochet, so yarn over twice, into the same top of that cluster, so the same place. Make that treble crochet. And then chain 3. And then we're going to do a double treble, so that's yarn over 3 times, and we're going to make that in this slip stitch between our petals. Okay, and then chain 3, and then we're going to do a single crochet in the top of the next cluster, chain 3, a double treble, so yarn over 3 times, into the next slip stitch down at the bottom here between your petals, chain 3, and then in the next cluster, top of the cluster, we're going to do a treble crochet, yarn over twice, chain 3, and another treble crochet. And then we're going to repeat what we did down this side, and we're going to do a chain 3, double treble crochet into the slip stitch between your 2 petals, so that's yarn over 3 times, you can't quite get into your slip stitch, you can go into the double crochet beneath it if you are having a job to get in there. This is where I finished my yarn, so not quite so easy to go into that double crochet if it's a bit easier for you. And then chain 3, single crochet in the top of the next cluster, chain 3, double treble crochet, which is 3 yarn overs in the next slip stitch between the petals, chain 3, and then we're going to do another treble in the next cluster, chain 3, and another treble in that same cluster. Okay, last side, chain 3, double treble crochet in the next slip stitch between petals, or in the double crochet below if you're finding it difficult to go into the actual slip stitch, chain 3, single crochet in the next cluster, chain 3, double treble crochet in the next slip stitch between petals, or in the double crochet, and then chain 3, and then you're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain of your chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you should have 3 chains left over there, and that is round 3. There we go. So those trebles and chain 3s have made the points And there we go, looking good. Okay, we are going to do this outer round here. For me, that was my final round. For some of you, you might need to do an extra round or two. So I have kept it as the same colour because, as you can see, the chains along the side gets covered, and all you can see of that round are these sort of branches or bars, if you like. So I've kept it all the same colour, but if you want to change colour, that's absolutely fine. Just fasten off and then rejoin your colour, your new colour, into any of your points or corners, as I keep calling them. So just join into one of these 3 points, okay? If you're keeping the same colour, then just slip stitch into that space. You want to be in the middle of the space, so I'm going to do 2 slip stitches, and that just takes me to the centre of that space. Okay, so we're going to chain 6, and this counts as a double crochet and a chain 3 space. So if you want to do a standing double crochet, chainless double crochet, then go ahead and chain 3 afterwards. Okay, but I'm chaining 6. Let's make sure I've counted correctly. Okay, and then in the same space, we're going to do 2 double crochet. And then we're going to work a double crochet. They're all double crochets on this row. And we are going to work 1 into each stitch, and into these chain 3 spaces we are going to do 3. Okay, and then 1 in the stitch and 3 in the next space. 1 in the stitch and 3 in the space. One in the stitch, 3 in the space, one in the stitch, and now we're at our point, and in your point you want to do 3 double crochets. 3. Let me double check. You want 2 double crochets. Chain 3 and 2 double crochets. Okay, 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet. My yarn creeping up on me there. Okay, so you're going to repeat this around your next 2 sides. So you're going to do 1 double crochet into each stitch, whether it's a double treble or a single or a double. You're going to do 1 into each stitch, and in each of these chain spaces you're going to do 3 double crochet. Okay, and then when you get to your point you're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. So I like to think 2 3 2, and then again all the way along here 3 in each space and 1 in each stitch, and then I will meet you to finish off this first point that we started. Okay, I'm almost back to the start. When you get to your last stitch, it's actually that chain 4 that you had on the previous round. So you just want to go into the top of that where you did that original slip stitch. Okay, go into that and do a stitch. It's not always as simple as going into a regular stitch, but it's doable. Okay, so then we've got this chain 6 here. as one of our double crochets and our chain 3. So just go into that space and do 1 double crochet, and then you want to slip stitch to the top of your chain 3, sorry, to the 3rd chain up of your chain 6, or the top of your standing double crochet if you did that. So that is my triangle, my captured blossom triangle. There we go. So that's today's, and this was the one that I made yesterday. So for me, this is now 6 inches per side, especially when it gets stretched out. This is an equilateral triangle, so all sides are the same, and it is 6 inches. It's the same size as the one I made earlier. Sometimes I crochet tighter when I'm filming for some reason, but it's the same size. So for me, that's where I'm going to stop. But if you want to continue and do some extra rounds, either because it's not up to your 6 inches or the same size as your previous triangles, or because you just want to make a bigger triangle, which is absolutely fine. So if you do want to do that, then the next rounds are exactly the same. You're going to continue with this pattern. It's basically, if you know the solid granny square, or we made the solid granny triangle, number 1B, which is in the playlist below in the description box if you haven't seen it. So all you're going to do for that is slip stitch into your chain space, or you can change colour, so fasten off and then join your new colour in this chain space here at the point. And then you're going to do your corner in exactly the same way. Chain 6 for your first double crochet in chain, and then do 2 double crochet, and then do 1 double crochet into every stitch along. Okay, 1 double crochet in every stitch, and when you get to your next point, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, and then follow that all the way around. And when you get back to the beginning, you will need to do 1 more double crochet in your first point, and then slip stitch to that 3rd chain, just as we did this round when we finished off. Okay, and then if you need any extra sizing, you can follow that same basic idea and make half double crochets or even a single crochet round just to finish that off, just to give it a bit more size if you need to or want to. So there we go. That is our captured blossom triangle for number 5. I hope you are having as much fun with these triangles as we are. Certainly I am. I'm loving these triangles. It's been a lot of fun, and they work out quite quickly as well because you've only got the 3 sides to do. So yeah, have fun. And if you found this useful and helpful and you've enjoyed crocheting along with me or just watching along, then please click that like button, give us a thumbs up, it's much appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed, then hit that as well, and you'll be notified as soon as there's a video up. And we do try and get the videos up earlier than the patterns go in the group, just to kind of give you a bit of an early access privilege. So there we go, that's it for today. So until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.